chapter 1, I believe. Not sure about chapter 2. Are we in chapter 2 right now? Well, I'm using a... It's been a few days, so I'm gonna be rusty again. Oh, geez. Right, I already know your secrets. Oop. Hope the mic isn't catching that. Shouldn't be. Shouldn't be. I also think I've reduced like a lot of the sound. I should be coming in way clearer than, or at least I'm trying to make sure that you guys can still hear the sound, I can still hear the sound. I'm trying to go for like the most optimal play here. The last session for YouTube didn't come out badly, but what I'm after is quality and the sync. The sync. Once after I've gotten sessions down where I'm not off by a few seconds in terms of what I'm saying and what I'm doing, I'm gonna feel a lot better about that. So then I can focus on maybe trying to get higher quality versions of. I don't know if no one's complained about the quality of the videos so far. It's just been sound basically. So if there's any issues, please feel free to like let me know, like if you're hearing or something doesn't make sense, or all your comments help make the channel better. And helping me be a better me is all I can ask. Thank you for stopping by and wanting to hang out. This recording's for YouTube, but we're doing it on Twitch. If you don't know who I am, my name's Daniel Forties, the Omega Jack, aka. A lot of people call me my name's George Head Reporter. To some I'm GSP, to others I'm just G. You can call me whatever you want, just don't be mean. And you're probably wondering, like, what's the deal with this channel? Well, basically I'm a multimedia designer, and a couple of years ago I got interested in making t-shirt designs for games and pop culture and stuff that I hadn't seen anybody make t-shirt designs or shirt designs of, and it was like, oh, that's weird. That's like a really neat idea. And I'm like the kind of klepto kid who I need, like, I shouldn't, but I like having my my fandom on display and having like apparel of like, oh, my favorite thing. I know a lot of people don't care about that kind of, like, dislike or don't care about that kind of person a lot of the time, because it's like, why do you have to have an identity around someone else's idea? It's like, why does anyone have to do anything, right? That's why I chose doing art in the first place. It's like, life ultimately is pointless. So if you can find some point in it, why is that a bad thing? That's weirder to me. Did I want to die? I did, because I was like, because I wanted to just come back here and see. Like, I know there shouldn't be anything. I'm pretty sure I already came this way last time, but I didn't have all the abilities that I currently have. So, and there's lots of secrets in this game if you just look. But if you don't bother looking, you're never going to find them. That's what I like about this game, actually. Also, that other enemies can... Things that injure... Things that are orange seem to be benign. Like, they'll destroy anything and everything because they're just machinery. I like how everything in this game is color-coded. I like the contrast of blues and oranges. I like the fact that Shadow himself is a black... he's a ninja. Black ninja, but not like a black person. not in the sense of like, oh, no, he doesn't. It's like, oh, black people can't be ninjas. I'm a black person. I like the idea of roles being filled out by different people, even that of origin. We have no idea thus far of like who Shadow is, but there's no reason like in this fictional world that they have to be Japanese historically, right? I mean, considering like how many things we remix and bend and break for the sake of narrative or just making or working on a cool idea, right? That's one of the things about diversity that I don't like about people in terms of having an opinion. I went the wrong way. So having strong opinions about diversity, it's like, why are you anti-diversity in terms of representation? Doesn't it make more sense to have characterization be a multitude of characters, not just a singular character who is always in this position, and you can pretty much pinpoint everything they're going to do because you've seen this kind of story 1,000 times before? That's what people who are black are advocating for. Nobody black, like, and the thing about it is that the director for Get Out, Kevin Peele, he made a comment about how he's tired of seeing like the white guy getting like the researcher or whatever, or I can't remember the archetype, but it was just like basic white guy gets to do this thing that we've seen like 1,000 stories, great stories, 1,000 stories, but 1,000 stories nonetheless for. And it's like, okay, can we do something else now? But it, like, when you're in a point of privilege, everything that, even the smallest things that have nothing to do with like eliminating Captain America, Terminator, aliens from anyone's memories, asking for more diversity is not that. It's not trying to destroy those memories or that nostalgia for those things. It's not what's happening. No one's calling for that. Everybody who grew up with those things, lots of people were black who loved Terminator. People would just think like, you can't pretend that there's no distinction or difference with anybody or anything when there's like somebody else who's doing it. You can't. That's weird. Different lenses have different stories, different places of where we're going and how we see things. It's not to take away from anyone else's experience. It's just to say that there are other truths. There's not just a singular truth, because then that would make the idea that there is no reason to ever innovate, change, or do anything different ever. But environments change. You cannot control a planet and how it grows. So how could you say? That should have been obvious, because it would if that had worked, it would have been more truer. How can you say this genre is played out, or we don't need this character doing this as well, when no one even knows what that looks like? Like Black Panther surprised it. Like, people would say there's no point making a black superhero because characterizationally everybody's a superhero when you see white superheroes playing it. So, like, why not just make a white guy be somebody in Africa who's Black Panther? And it's like, but why would that? Doesn't make any sense geologically. Why can't we strive for realism in so many aspects, and then we say, nah, it doesn't matter here? Why do we do that? That's what a lot of people's problems are. It's nothing to do with trying to take away from anyone. It's everything to do with why can't things make more sense or have more of a semblance of what reality represents. White people are not going around saving everyone in the world. That's not what's happening. Especially in terms of black people. Like, black people are saving themselves on a consistent basis, finding comfort in themselves, for themselves, in their own communities, while living amongst people in imperialistic countries. You know? That's why I'm working on my own series that's supposed to represent the more positive sides of African culture, black culture, and heroism and storytelling. Called cyberpunk, Afropunk. series that I'm working on that centralizes black people and black culture in a post-apocalyptic-esque world. The main character's name is Django Jungumo. Yes, I know it sounds like my name, and partially it is self-insertion, but I mean, who else would I talk to? How else could I talk about things that I know in terms of Caribbean and Jamaican and black culture if I am myself a black man? So who else could do it? No one else. So I have to do it myself. There's no people often say, a lot of people, often Caucasian people in terms of pop culture media and otaku culture and nerd media, say, oh, if you care so much about making anime or black anime, you should do it yourself. But then you start doing it yourself, and then everyone has something to say about how you're doing it. Or like, oh, don't do it like that, or not like that. But it's like, what is acceptable? When is it acceptable for black people to have proper representation or have positive representation? You can't ask for that kind of permission. So you have to do so. That's the whole reason why it's like, well, if that is the case, if I have no say really, then the only real say I can have is how I'm going to go about creating this message. And what I plan to do with Jamaica is that the entire cyberpunk genre, in terms of how Japanese people interpret it, is one of the things I grew up with as a youth, and I love, like, this game in and of itself screams that this exact same mythos, because ninjas, machines and robots and alien creatures and whatnot, this is all very cyberpunk. That's why it's called Cyber Shadow. It's supposed to give you that reflection of horror and high-tech, low life, like things are in a dire situation, people are dying or dead. I think I went this way already. Pretty sure I did. Did I not? Did I miss this? No, I don't think so. Pretty sure I got up here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. This feels familiar. Yes, I do remember this place. It's like, it looks very altery in terms of the item that was here. But it's like not even an issue about worrying about it, because it's already taken care of. And I know I must have already come here again because that place is completely built. But I'm just making sure. You never know what else could be in here. Plus, I'm introducing the episode in the session. I don't know how much I'll get done today. Hopefully, I would like to finish the game today because there's lots of things I gotta let's play as well. I don't think I want the game to end too quickly, but at the same time, oh jeez. I hate having to make the choice of, in my head of, oh man, I spent this money. I hope the game that I bought was worth it. It's only going to be worth it if I get a lot of time with it, but it's like, but someone made a good point about even these kinds of games, like, you don't have that time anymore as a kid. Like, you got other things you got to do, especially if you're an artist and you're a creator. And I'm technically a content creator, and if I want to continue making retrograde wear, playing my favorite games and making shirts and apparel about them and showing them off and advocating my skill or skill sets to people, I should have been using a lot more of a fire. I gotta keep working and making stuff. So I'm not even sure. I'm trying to transition out of working, and if you guys wanted to support me so that I can bring you more content faster, like if I don't have to worry about rent at any given time, that means that I have more money to feed myself and stay functional in creating more things to enthrall and enrapture and teach. Because I was trying to explain before fully, But here, let me try and fully explain. I started Retrograde Wear because I was learning more and more about Illustrator, and I was seeing that people don't make certain types of shirts or certain types of apparel. Like even Cyber Shadow, I don't know if they are making shirts for this game. And I'm like, huh, that's weird. This game seems like it would be great to make t-shirts for or with. And it's not the creator of the game's job to do that. If I want to make my own art for Cyber Shadow, I can totally do that. But I can't use their idea to sell t-shirts, because that's not right. I would rather promote. What I want to do is, if I was to make a t-shirt for any one game I was promoting, I would make a shirt that promotes and the proceeds go towards the devs to make more games, or just to help them out, or just send them a t-shirt. But I've never, I don't, it's so easy to take other people's art and put it on a t-shirt. Like, they can do that themselves. This person drew this entire game themselves. Like, they don't need me. That's the thing about people who have, like, they don't have to make a shirt, right? That's not, they made the game. The game is cool enough. But it's like, if you want the artwork of this front cover on a shirt, I can make it for myself, and then send a copy to the creator, and if they want to make shirts of it, like, maybe that's an idea or plan. But I'm getting off topic while I'm playing. That I just like the idea of being able to, like, wear the things I like. Like, I get it. People are like, everyone's so obsessed with the image, with the narcissism of imagery. Like, why do you need a Cyber Shadow shirt? I don't need it. I'm not saying that that's a need. I just need a shirt, right? Like, to keep me warm, because I live in a cold country. Like, I live in Canada. This place ain't nice. This ain't Florida. Oh, you can destroy the whole thing, so it doesn't even. Oh wow, didn't even realize. This place ain't Florida. It's cold here. So I grew up as a black man, or as a young black person, wanting, like, all of the clothes that I like, because I'm a Sonic the Hedgehog Sega kid. I wanted all those things on my person. I don't want to wear boring, old, nothing clothes. Maybe you're super minimalistic and you don't need any representation of the things that you like on your person, but that's you. I don't see that as billboarding. I don't see that as propagating somebody else's idea. This is not a game that's going to get a lot of, like, attention. This is not an Among Us. This is not somebody who's going to get a lot of people playing, because this is a single-player game. The reason why games like Among Us get huge is because they're multiplayer. That's why. Not because people suddenly care about old classical kinds of games, or, like, witty, like, ingeniously artful games. People who played Among Us don't play Octopath Traveler. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a shot at you. It's like, if you're somebody who plays Among Us, Twitch or YouTube, that oh, if I like this thing, I'm not really a gamer, because you say people who are real gamers like artistic quality. Like, you're Mr. Like, bro, don't base your avant-gardeness on me. I like what I like, and I know why I like it, and I enjoy stuff that gives me a lot of variance in terms of, like, this. Like, this is substance. This is somebody whose genuine passion for pixel art is very apparent. It harkens back and creates its own identity, while still creating a very compelling but familiar backdrop. Why is that a bad thing? Why should I feel bad about liking games like this? Why should, like, I don't care if people like Fortnite. I do not care if the kids like Fortnite. The kids can like Fortnite all they want. But they just don't have to get you. If you're a young person or a person who likes Fortnite, it's not just the kids. And you like Fortnite, bro. Who cares if I don't like Fortnite, or I don't think it's or if it's like a really compelling game, or that it's not the game that was intended or created? And who cares? That is not the point. One of my friends has made a compelling point to me that the only thing that really matters is, did you have fun? That's all that really matters. Who cares? Everything else doesn't matter. These people who shit on YouTubers for being YouTubers, if you like playing video games enough to make it a career, screw every single person who thinks that you should go get a real job because they don't have the insight, capacity, or the courage to be creative enough to put themselves out here and say who they are and be proud of what they want. I'm not saying like I am somebody who believes greatly in the power of the individual and the power of the community. I do not believe it is a one or an other thing. We need heroes and we need the people who hold up the heroes. But the people need to be held accountable and the heroes need to be held accountable. That's what the philosophy of comic books and manga are supposed to be teaching the next generation. That these people, though amazing when no one, or amazing when quote unquote a someone, you do not base your entire being on one person or one idea. You must be malleable and flexible enough to change, because that's what the human condition is, being adaptive. You need to gather information, learn, understand, and put yourself in a position where you suffer the least so that you can understand the most and gain the best. Not just for yourself, but for others. Because if you stand to benefit, chances are others could benefit. And when you think about things in that way, you're really, really playing with portals. You're really playing with portals. You're really playing truly into the human element that the creator intended, of not using each other, but utilizing each other. And that means that people who supposedly, like, you cannot suppose yourself into a bosshood unless you see there's a serious lack of leadership amongst people. But do not bolster or pose for others to believe that you are a leader. That's how we've gotten to a position where people who boast and are showy got into power when they shouldn't have had that kind of power in the first place. I know you know what I'm alluding to, because these are some really interesting times. But yeah, like, that's why I started Retrograde, where I wanted to create a powerful message for young black people that hip-hop and black young kids who grew up looking at kung fu flicks and anime and comic books and manga alike. Like my dad's a nerd. He's a Trekkie. Like that was his jam. Like mystery novels and comic books and graphic novels that are about cowboys and whatnot. That's his era. This is our era. But we can make it better than what the eras that have come before were like. We can make them more inclusive. We can make it better. We can make a lot of things better. Good things don't have to be bad things unless we choose for them to be bad things, or unless we have, or our intentions and our actions and words must match, or at least given context. These are important things that I think are important to Jamaica, important to Retrograde Wear, important to my brand and how I design and like create art in the first place. I like making people happy. I like making people proud. I like making people feel good about themselves. That's kind of a thing that I like doing. People apparently enjoy the energy of people who want others to do well. I want people to do well. I don't want the idea of capitalism or self-enterprise to be not, like, if I think capitalism is flawed, I don't think the idea of commerce and working together for exchanges of goods, ideas, and services is a bad thing. I just think that we should be doing, there's lots of things that we could be doing better. Oh man. Swag Blade, the greatest weapon of all time. Swag Blade. Swag Blade. Swag Blade. Swag Blade. I don't actually know this, but when I think about this game, like, did a black person make this game? Like, why would you call it the Swag Blade? This is like the greatest weapon in this game thus far. I don't even have to, I just realized, like, I can literally form a path. Wow. Swag blade. Oh. If anyone finds this, that madman Projan killed one of our clan in an experiment. All that remains of our friend's essence was trapped in this container. My mission to retrieve it was successful, but if I should fail, please see to it that it reaches the master. My training isn't even complete, yet here I lie broken. Will my essence travel home to the ethos or dissipate into the nothingness? I'm out of supplies, so I'll find out soon enough. Is that their last sentiment that you're sensing or reading? Like, what is that? And this is the first time I've like read a note. I like the doc how you can't tell it's English or Japanese. And that was the reason why I was asking, like, did a black person make this? Because it's like this game screams the attitude. Like, why would you call it a swag blade? And it's like, oh, do black people have a monopoly on the word swag now? It's like, no, but you know why I would assume. It's like, no, it doesn't make any sense. Come on, guys. You assume that black people are this and that in your heads all the time. No, I don't. I don't see color. I just assume if a person's acting in a certain way that anyone could act, like they can act that way. Like what? Like nobody acts a certain way. Geo. Like whatever, man. I'm not saying like I agree with the people who say that. I'm saying like people say that. Doesn't matter how you think or feel about it. People still act on those prejudices and whatnot. Well, you're commenting on it, so you're really the person who's having the problem. Not really. Or feet complete. Boring. What? What? Really? What was that? Boring. Oh, destroy 500 boars. Cool. Pacifist. Reach the smasher without killing enemies. Oh. Smashing. Defeat smasher without destroying the wall turrets. Fight with honor. Defeat the apparator without hitting him in the back. Long distance. Defeat laser brain without hitting it with your sword. Oh man. Oh man, these are trophies. I mean, I got that already, but I mean, like, they're hard baked in. Blades plenty. Defeat Biohunter with sword only. Live forever. Reach the dojo without dying. Dry socks. Defeat Mecha Dragon without falling into water. Floor is lava. Defeat 6 AI vessel defense system turrets without touching floor. Ping pong. Defeat subject Alpha V1 by parrying only. Show off. Defeat subject Alpha V2 with 0 SP at the start of battle. Fast track. Defeat tunnel cleaner in under 60 seconds. Don't touch the paint. Complete the bike ride without taking damage. Oh my gosh, there's still so much game. There's still so much game. I mean, what am I expecting? Like the game was almost $30, almost 30 Canadian dollars. Oh, I lost the swag blade. I no longer am swaggy. I no longer have the swagger of a black American, a young black African American. I no longer have the swagger of a young African American teen. Now I have the swagger of a young African American teen. And it feels good. Swaggy. Swag. And I'm not making that up, like... See that I'm with this? See that what it says? See what it says? Swag blade. See that? Swag blade. Not even trying to sell the black guy joke here. It's literally called the swag blade. the down thing on previous? Like it's like it was like after this, right? So it's like, oh, that wasn't a great switch at all. Anyway, this game's great. I like the cyberpunk genre a lot. That's why I'm working on my own IP in it. Afropunk. Should I be like explaining what the difference is between Afropunk and cyberpunk are? I mean, cyberpunk is just Afropunk is just cyberpunk with African tones, cultural art, Afrofuturism. Those aspects of like where black people will be in the future. I mean, if you've watched Black Panther, you have seen African futurism and African cyberpunk, technically. And if you've also seen it, then you know that it's amazing. That looked like their leader controls a weapon high in the clouds. Anywhere under the open sky is unsafe. I must stay hidden indoors. Right? Is he here anymore? Nope. Now, does that mean I have more time to actually assess the situation, Endo? Because I feel like what I'm supposed to be doing here is like watching the ground. Because the orange ground is I need for this move, and it clears a pathway. Ow. Shooting those down feels good. Getting that feels good. I'm gonna waste my time destroying that. Yeah, this is old, what is it, Neo Mega Tokyo or something? Anything Neo in Cyberpunk. And it doesn't, I mean, and the other thing is, a black person can make a Japanese-inspired game, a Cyberpunk game like this. If they want to. And still be culturally appropriate and accurate. And just, like, name weapons for the sake of, like, I don't know, this is basically a cybersicle. See, like, with this particular weapon, beating a lot of bosses without doing a lot of things is probably super easy. I wonder if the last ability in this game is giving you the ability to choose any of your sub-weapons. That would be cool. That way you can choose it on the fly. See, I don't even have to, all I have to do now is jump. Like, I don't even have to do anything anymore. It's nuts. It's such a good weapon. It's kind of like the flickies from Sonic 3 and Knuckles with Tails. The super flickies. It's kind of like that. I always like the idea of sub-weapons being like... It's like, is Jamaica going to be like action-oriented 2D side-scrolling like this? I feel like I want to make a version. I need to make multiple demos of like what I envision, because there's this game called Super Ninja Boy that me and my friend play a lot as kids. He has it. Yeah, if I say this, he'll know exactly who I'm talking about and what game I'm saying it, because that game is an action RPG where you have a health bar like this, but it's kind of you travel around the world map in a very Final Fantasy, old school Final Fantasy way, where you have a world map and you go into houses and you have to buy items. It's a really neat game that I've always loved, and that's another game that's inspired a lot of like what I want Jamaica to be, because I wanted to combine that idea with the idea from Parasite Eve, where in Jamaica, as a Wayfarer, which is the job class that like Hunter x Hunter is like the main character series, whatever job class, you know, like ninja from Naruto or martial artist from Dragon Ball. Wayfarers have to have a like I like, and you know, I'm showing how every single aspect of where I get inspiration from. But I mean, why not, right? It's something to talk about. Ruby, RWBY, made by Monty now produced exclusively by Rooster Teeth. Everybody, all the hunters and huntresses inside Ruby, that their job class, hunter or huntresses, is they have to have a ranged weapon and a melee weapon. But in Jamaica, you have to know how, like in Hunter x Hunter, you need to know how to fight with your hands. You have to be a martial artist to any degree in order to be an adventurer. You have to know how to defend yourself. It's just the way that it is. If you cannot fight, something else will prey upon you. It doesn't matter if it's a human, like even an ant. Like, that's the fantastical coolness about Hunter x Hunter. It's not just people that are powerful. It's things, it's creatures, right? Like that's the real, and that's actually the most interesting thing. That's why I know the mangaka isn't well liked anymore because of his behaviors, but the guy who did Toriko, that artist, I like Toriko a lot in the idea of, what if Goku couldn't fly, still loved food, and was a giant man who got more powerful the more he ate? Because that's what it seemed like Dragon Ball was for a long time. Like, the more you eat, the stronger you get. But food just restores stamina and lessens fatigue, or gives your body a very good method of taking care of your fatigue, or giving you enough rest, right? So I want a lot of those aspects in Jamaica. Like, I want to be able to walk around a world map, but then I get into a battle and I have to play it like it's a Mega Man game, or like a game like Cyber Shadow, where I have to dodge the enemy's attacks and react to them. And there's another game called Abyssal City, Valdis Side Story Abyssal City, which is a Metroidvania a lot like Cyber Shadow, but you get to play as multiple characters. Right? It's like, why are you saying that instead of like Castlevania 3 or what's the new Bloodstained Ritual, The Circle of the Moon? And it's like, because that's all. You're always in this mode, right? You're always in a 2D plane in those games. I'm trying to talk about Super Ninja Boy, where you go, or Parasite Eve, where the sequence changes, like the rules change and they're similar. And the reason why I mentioned Parasite Eve is because of the whole, you gotta reload, and you have to Jamaica is based on Into the Abyss in the same way that it would be very dangerous to send children or young people into the unknown, like, without giving them proper equipment. So they have like a truly decked out Wayfarer is an arsenal. They're like the way that you describe a pilot in Titanfall as being like a literal near one-man army who just has gizmos and gadgets galore. Like, I consider Titanfall a cyberpunk FPS, maybe even more so than Valorant. Well, no, maybe not more so, but because hacking and what you can hack in, like, it is. I don't know if it's more than. I don't know why I had to even make that comparison. It's not, because I feel like people are going to resonate more with Valorant if I say that, but I haven't even played Valorant, even though I want to. I just hate how all you friggin' dev companies gotta be with somebody huge Switch or somebody like that nobody like, just get on Steam, please. Just get on Steam. Like, I don't even know why Origin has to open when I play Titanfall 2 on Steam. Why? Why does that even happen? It's so stupid. Sorry. I just really like I really like Cyberpunk everything, including Ghost in the Shell and whatnot. And it's just like so tiresome sometimes to have to compromise, or compromise so often about like how you get to enjoy the thing that you enjoy. So vexing. But that's the real reason why people create. You get tired of seeing certain things, and then you yourself want to change them. That's how politics and like wanting to change the world in the first place is supposed to work. You're supposed to want to change things because you're tired of how things have been. Things won't get better if you don't put some of your grievances into action, right? And you can't rely on somebody else on doing it. If you don't take action, what you want to happen will not happen. Someone else's interpretation or someone else's idea. But maybe you can talk to the person who has the likelihood of actually changing things and working with them so that you're at least heard, right? You have to have the brevity or willingness to do that. You can't hide away from it. It doesn't make sense because you're not going to get your way that way. And you have to be materialistic about like this idea, because it's like if you don't stand to truly benefit, why are you help what? It's just like with Amazon and certain people who don't get hired for certain things. You can't expect people to be for you when they don't stand to benefit in any real way. And I've been listening to somebody who's been talking about like that, and it's like, yeah, it's unfortunately the truth. Like, everybody wants to tell everybody that they should be willing to give before they get, but there are some people who have so much, and they never are willing to give anything. It's annoying. One of the downsides of learning how to communicate and work together with people, but we out here, we trying. Oh, these are the orange floors, but they're crumbling in such a fashion that it's like I wasn't thinking about this. Nope. Nope. What does this box mean? Takes a lot. Takes a lot. See, we've even gotten this. Like, this is actually another cool suit item. Nope. Nope. And then it fully charges, and it's me. Like, it's one of like that. This is very Shatterhand. Like this little side thing following you, like the swag blade, and now this. Like, now imagine if there was an ability that lets you have two sub weapons. Like you get shields basically with the swag blade. Now you can send like you could, man, the combos. Looks great, plays great, feels great. I just want to make something that's as compelling as this, that has a positive message for a lot of young people from the diaspora. Like, that's all I really want. I just want to create positive messages for